Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Jones with theheroawakens.com and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about my week 12 weight loss journey. I started it on May 18th and then this is 12 weeks in. I started another diet back. I started keto in January and I went a while with it, but I kind of got sidetracked. So I started back. My second start was in May. So this is a part of that journey that started May 18th. So this is week 12 of that. Today I'm going to share a little bit about what I ate this week, what it was like, my calorie average, and I'm also going to do my weigh-in. So if you're interested in all of that, please keep watching. Okay, so what am I eating this week? So like I said, I added mashed potatoes like made with water. I don't know, I don't have it on here. Oh, butter, yes, I have added butter. So with the rice and chicken, I actually took out the rice because I didn't eat all those carbs. I took out the rice because I added potatoes. I've made mashed potatoes with water and put butter on them. And now I've added carrots. So I've got my beef protein shake, carrots, mashed potatoes, chicken, and is that everything? Yeah, and that's it. But yeah, that is so much more than it had been for like 2 months, right? Because I was on rice, chicken, olive oil, and pink salt for so long, for like 5 weeks. But yeah, now I'm really branching out. There's a few other foods that I'm able to eat. And so, yeah. All right, so now I'm gonna do my weigh-in. Hi, I'm gonna weigh in. It is 10:34 Thursday, August 12th, 2021. And I'll put my phone there, like usual. 116.4 on this side. Yeah, there we go. 116.4. Alright, so I lost 1.6 pounds. So it kind of keeps doing that. It'll kind of go lower, and then I lose a good bit, it seems like, every few weeks. It is 10:35 Thursday, August 12th, 2021. And have a nice day. Bye-bye. So yeah, so I lost 1.6 pounds. This is so nice. I know I'm not like dropping it like crazy like I was a few weeks ago, but my health is getting better. I'm feeling better. Everything is doing better, so I'll take it. 1.6 pounds is so awesome. I'll eventually get there. Yeah. And then my average calories though were only 1080. So it's still kind of low, but I think that just with everything going on and not eating that much, my metabolism, and not working out all summer, all that stuff is kind of caught up with my metabolism, I think. So yeah, I only ate 1,080 calories and I lost 1.6 pounds, but that's okay. I'm losing weight. I'm feeling better. Everything's getting so much better. My appetite has really been coming back. I've been branching out and eating more foods. I haven't had any more allergic reactions, and now my breathing's getting better. So life is good. I'll take it. This is so cool. I'm so glad. So yeah. Okay, so this week things are starting to get better. I'm so tickled. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I have some news to share. So last week was really troubling. I had I don't know, like I had told you the week before the 80-day, so on week 10, I had talked to you guys about how I just couldn't understand. I'm still having the air hunger, that feeling like I'm, in a nutshell, for any of you who haven't watched, I started in June, like June 1st, I started having a lot of allergic reactions to different kinds of things I would eat, and I also started having what I thought was asthma at that time, like around the clock air hunger. I've seen my asthma doctor and my primary care doctor a couple of times now, and they felt that way too at first. But we're now figuring out it's a little bit different, and so I have some good news this week. But I have to share just a little bit of what happened the week before because it was tough. So anyway, so a couple of weeks ago, I just wasn't feeling right. And I'm not understanding, I'm starting to have a little bit more anxiety because I can't figure out why I still can't breathe. I'm also what I mean when I say I can't breathe is it was like an air hunger that it feels the same as what an asthma attack feels like. But what was different about it, and this is what my doctors were finally noticing, is my oxygen never changed. It stayed like 99 or 100, and my inhalers wouldn't work. But it felt the same. It felt like somebody was holding me underwater and I just couldn't breathe. But clearly I was breathing because this had gone on for like 60 days, or I don't know how long, like almost 2 months, or longer now. I can't, what week are we on? Yeah. So it's gone on longer than 2 months. Every day having that feeling that I can't breathe, and I'm clearly breathing because, I'm not in the hospital or anything. And I don't know, my allergic reactions have gotten much better. I've been able to add a few more foods. I'm so tickled about that. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to share that part of this. But just a quick update, a couple of weeks ago after that week 10 video, because I was just not being able to figure out, and one of the things I had not added yet that my asthma doctor had prescribed was what's called a maintenance inhaler that has steroids in it. And I'm still on prednisone, so I guess that was why I was kind of like, I don't know if I should add that or not. But he said it was okay, and so I added it, and I had a really bad reaction to it. Rare, if you look on the side effects for rare, was the reaction. It was actually an overdose reaction to it, the rare side effect of an overdose with it. And it scared the daylights out of me. It took me a few days to figure out what was going on, but basically I completely lost my appetite. I got very depressed. I got so weak, I didn't even know how to make it up the stairs. I was about to go to the hospital. I didn't know what to do. I was just, but I would not, I tell you, I found my strength in the middle of it though. It was the worst week since all this has started, and right there in the middle of it, right there with everything, just feeling like I think I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. I was really nervous to go to the hospital this time in our world, but I was like, it's not gonna take me. You can't have me. Whatever you are, you can't have. I was just this fight in me, just this thing. And I know sometimes people get that and it doesn't work out, and it's so heartbreaking. But I was very happy that no matter what happened, that in me was this fight, this thing that was just like, I am not going to quit. I'm not giving up. And like I said, it took a few days. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that it was the inhaler. I didn't know that was what was causing this to happen. But I'm not normally depressed, but I was like so depressed. And it's called Flovent. It's a very just basic maintenance inhaler, very typical, very rare to have these side effects that I was having from what my doctor said. But I couldn't get in touch with the asthma doctor, but I got in touch with my primary doctor, and she had me immediately come off of it. She said, do not use it, not one more time, but just to let you know, keep your emergency inhaler close by, because my kitty cat's rubbing against it. May shake the thing, but may have some adverse reactions to it. So Clarissa, okay. Hello, sweet girl. Okay, so back to this. Okay, so so I've been dreading recording this and sharing this with you guys because I didn't want to have to relive it, and I felt like, I don't know that y'all even care to hear about it unless you're going through something like this though. So that's part of the reason I wanted to share it, because one of the things I've noticed since all this started this summer is how many people have come out and said, oh my gosh, I've been through something like that. And I know that for me, I like hearing other people who've gone through it because it makes me feel like I'm not alone. And also sometimes will provide clues as to what's going on with me so I can get better. So I want to share it with you guys, even though it's so hard. And I don't know, there's parts of y'all that's just probably tired of hearing about this health journey. But I'm going to try to do it fast and share it. So basically I started the Flovent inhaler because I was just like, is that why this isn't getting better? And I went ahead and got on it. And within a couple of days, I started having really adverse reactions. Like I said, just incredible depression, a complete loss of appetite. I would sit there with my mashed potatoes that I would make, mashed potatoes with just water, and can't remember if I'm still using olive oil or a little bit of butter at this time, but the mashed potatoes with water and some kind of fat on it, like either olive oil or butter. And I would have to make myself take a bite. Like, no part of me. What I realized with this, I've never lost my appetite like that. And I would much rather have the other problem of having too big of an appetite than not having one. It took everything within me to take a bite of food. And I would just take a bite and I'd be like, okay, you have to take another bite. You have to take another bite. And I'd take another bite. But I made it through the week. I made it through and talked to my doctor. And when I got in touch with her, I was like, I think I'm having a reaction to this inhaler, because it finally hit me after a few days of feeling this way, and I didn't end up going to the hospital. That it just kind of dawned on me, what did I change? And I was like, oh, right before I did that, that's right when I started the inhaler. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it was an extremely rare but a very definite side effect of this inhaler, of overdose of the steroids in the inhaler. And so she said, yeah, come off of it immediately. Do not take another puff of it. She said, but you're, coming off of it, you're going to have some reaction. So keep your emergency inhaler close by. And she was not kidding. It was a tough 4 or 5 days there after I came off of it. Like, the air hunger that was so intense in June came back worse. I just would sit there, and again, my oxygen was fine. My oxygen stayed good, and that was what was holding me on to get me through those days, because it felt so intense. And I would just lay there, and I would just think about, see, you're breathing. You feel like you're being held underwater, but see, your chest is going up and down. Look, your oxygen's good. And I would just sit there and tell myself that. My anxiety was through the roof. My anxiety had never been that bad. Like, I could not watch hardly anything on TV because it would stress me out. Like, I tried watching Gilmore Girls. It stressed me. I even went like big time old school, like to oldies. I tried watching Bewitched. It was too stressful. Like, any little thing, it was just too much. It was just, I could not handle anything. And it was just a crazy week there. But like I said, like, the most powerful thing that week was finding that strength in me that I wasn't sure was still there. Like, I knew that, years ago, I knew I was strong. I knew that was in me, and but I was just starting to wonder. And it just like came over me that I'm not going down without a fight, kind of thing. Like, it just came over me. I was just like, no, like, I would be there and I would be so weak I couldn't get up, and I'd be like, no, I'm getting up right now and I'm walking around. And I would just force myself to. And in the eating, I was like, no, you're taking another bite. And I'd take another bite and I'd take another bite. And it was, but I got through it. So that was tough. So that was a couple of weeks ago. And then I had a virtual appointment with my primary care doctor, because it's really bad out there right now here with stuff that's going on in our world, and going through all this, last thing I want to do is get out in it if I didn't have to. And she said she didn't think so, because she felt like she had a good idea of what was going on. And so she told me she thinks that in addition, I do have whatever the GI tract issues, the IBS or whatever, that's causing reactions to stuff. And so I have to stay on stuff for that and keep with my simple diet. But the air hunger, that's what's changed. And I was having reactions that was causing the breathing issues, the allergy things. That was happening in June. But the around the clock air hunger, the air hunger that's been so chronic, the worst part of all of this mostly is anxiety. Can you believe it? I was like, how? I didn't really believe her. Like, she's like, I really think this is anxiety. She said, I could just bet everything on it. She said, and she's telling me why. She's like, she knows I have PTSD and OCD, and that's so much better. That happened from a few years ago, and I'm in real good therapy with that, and it's healing and doing much better. But it's not totally healed. And she knows about all of that. She's been my doctor for 3 or 4 years now, and everybody's anxious right now in this world. We're all got PTSD right now. There's just so much. Everybody's anxious right now. It seems like. With everything going on, but she's just like, I really think it's anxiety. She said, for one, she said, your oxygen never dropped. Your oxygen stayed so good. Your inhalers aren't working. It has been over 2 months, and still having this breathing issue around the clock, you shouldn't be having this anymore. She said your, asthma diagnosis has gone from moderate asthma to mild, and she was basing that off what my asthma doctor had said. And, so yeah, I was like, that all makes sense. And I'll take it. I was decided, I said, I'll take it. If that is true, I'll take it, because anything to have answers. So she gave me some prescriptions for anxiety, and sure enough, within a few hours, my breathing was getting better. I was still having air hunger, but it went so mild, and it stayed like mild air hunger for a few days, and then it just started lifting altogether. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is anxiety. And I just have the neatest doctor ever. She had me, so we set up virtual appointments for every 2 weeks for a while until I start getting better. And she has me she's like, I want you to do mindfulness. And she was like explaining what that meant. She's like, every day I want you to go outside, and I want you to not just go outside, take garbage and stuff, but she said, go outside and notice nature, look around, see what's going on. She said, I want you to think about what you're doing and being aware of it. Like if you drink ice water or something, to think about the glass, how it's cold. She was just telling me to do all of this stuff, and I'm doing it. And and the medication that she prescribed for me is just, it is so nice. It's like I'm coming out of this, and I'm so grateful. I'm still, having to be careful with my tummy and what I'm eating and all, but the stuff that was getting so scary, the breathing issues, are just getting remarkably better. And I'm just so grateful that I'm finding answers and all, and it kind of makes sense. Like it's starting to make sense to me. So starting this week, I started adding all kinds of stuff. I started doing, meditation. I started journaling. I started doing home therapy. I call it home therapy. I meet with my therapist once a week, but each day I'm reading, doing workbooks and stuff like that to share with her when I see her. And I had a conversation with her. So it's like, I am ready to get better. If all of this is what's causing all of this, it's time for it to heal, because it does not have a right to take my life from me. I want my life. And I was like, it doesn't get my life. It doesn't, the trauma, the anxiety, the hard stuff, it doesn't, no more. It can have no more of my life. That's like what I'm telling my therapist, and I am ready to have my full life back. And so that's everything. So thank you so much for watching. Please always remember, it is not too late. Too much has not happened for you to go for your goals and for the life you'd really like to have, and try to make your dreams come true. That is everything. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.